Thanks for watching Living on the Cheap and trying to figure out. Today is a tag. Today's tag, I want to make sure I get the title right, is How to Live on Less and Save Money. I don't know if you've been watching my channel, you probably see a lot of tips, and I will probably add them on at the end, but I'll answer all these questions. Hi, so I like to tag, let's try that again. I'm going to tag Emily May Speaks, Pennies into Pearls, Life's Organized Chaos, and Becky6066. I will link them all down below and you can find what they do when they put up their tags. So thank you again to Decades of Freedom and Broke and Over It for tagging me. I got tagged twice, so I'm only going to do one video, but thanks for the tags from both of you. So, number one, what is the most frugal thing you do every day? Every day. I would definitely say I drink a lot of water. I recently quit Coca-Cola. I drink a ton of Coca-Cola, which is so horrible, but so addictive, and it does taste very good. So I've been drinking a ton of water, and because I've been drinking a ton of water, and I mean about like 2 liters of water on a given day, and then if I do exercise, more than that, so it's probably closer to 3 liters a day. But because I've been drinking so much water, I'm finding I don't even crave coffee in the morning, probably because it's hot out. Usually when it gets hot out, I start drinking iced coffees, but not even craving that. So drinking tons of water. Here where I live, the water is free. It comes right out of our tap. It tastes great. We actually have one of the cleanest waters in this country. So yeah, I actually will put it in a jug and throw it in the fridge so I can have it nice and ice cold. And yeah, that's one of the things. The other thing I do is we don't buy any J-cloths. You know, like J-cloths for washing dishes? What I do is instead of using J-cloths, sorry about the noise, it's this guy trying to go by. Anyways, instead of using J-cloths, I use dishcloths. You can machine wash them, use them again, and they'll last like 5+ years. Whereas a J-cloth, you use it till it starts to disintegrate, maybe 3 to 5 days, and then you toss them and you have to keep replacing them. So I try to use reusable materials. I have a Swiffer mop. That's another thing I use instead of a Swiffer mop. It's actually not a real Swiffer mop. I think it's by, oh, who's that red and white company? I forgot now their name, but anyways, they make a mop that you can use your own soap, and it's washing machine cloth on the bottom of the mop. So you use 2 tablespoons of soap and water, and you just squirt it on the floor like you would a Swiffer, and you throw out, instead of throwing out the cloth at the bottom, that goes into your washing machine. You have a clean cloth every time. So those are a couple of things that I use on every day or almost every day. I don't mow my floor every day, probably every second day, but yeah, that I use to save money. Number 2, best strategies for saving on utilities. And I'm going to go through a lot of summer stuff because it is summertime and my brain is on that right now. So we air dry our clothes. I have a clothesline. Didn't come with the house when we moved in. Me and my husband put it up. And where we had it was next to a tree that sapped. So a few years later, I made him put it on the other side of the house where there was no sapping trees. And now they've torn down that house, got rid of that tree. I guess I could have 2 clotheslines technically. But we have 1 clothesline, and that's one thing I do. The other thing is I only wash full loads. I don't do small loads or mini loads. Like never. We have enough clothes to get by that nobody in the house needs that unless there's a very special something. But I can't remember the last time I've done that. In winter, I do seal our windows. We have, unfortunately, single paned windows. And so it lets a lot of cold air in, which really sucks. So we buy this kit every winter, and it's like this spongy foam that goes in the window jamb, and then like a saran wrap that you blow dry around the sill, and it keeps it airtight, more or less, so that the cold air doesn't get in. It's another barrier. So that's a couple of things I do to save on utilities. Tips on saving food and household items. Food, I meal plan. Meal plan, meal plan, meal plan. We get paid every 2 weeks, so usually I do the meal plan Wednesday or Thursday, go shopping on the Friday, which is payday, which I also do my banking on. I will meal plan the first week and loosely meal plan the second week because there's always leftovers in the first week. So sometimes if I have a pot roast on the Monday or a chicken on the Monday, we'll have leftovers for Tuesday. So sometimes I won't make Tuesday's dinner and I'll pop it at the end of the list for the next time. So sometimes a week's worth of groceries will cost me $250, yes, but it'll actually last me 2 weeks, not 1, except for the fruits and vegetables. Of course, we always have to buy more of that. So that's my number 1 thing for sure, is the meal planning. For household items, for the most part, I don't really need stuff. I kind of have everything, I guess, except for maybe toilet paper and paper towels, stuff like that. And what I do is I only buy them when they're on sale. And I only buy them when we need them, so I don't stockpile. A lot of people, oh, that's pretty. A lot of people stockpile if the toilet paper is down to $4.99 for 16 rolls, but I don't have the space for it. So I don't like to stockpile because I don't have a bedroom full of toilet rolls. So I buy it when I need it and when it's on sale. I do, if it's something a little bit bigger, I can't think of what right this moment, but if it's something, I will shop around first. Before I bought my blender or my KitchenAid mixer, I did shop around. I saved up for it, paid cash. Those are important things. Actually, I paid cash for the last item I bought. The others I didn't, and that's probably why I'm in debt. But yeah, I shop around. I also check out stores' competitor pricing policies. So Walmart price matches, a few other stores will price match. Check them out where you shop frequently. See what they're price matching, what they're couponing deals are. Some stores, a lot of stores here in Canada do not let you coupon stack, which is really, really unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Number 4, save on clothes. Honestly, I don't buy any clothes. Runners. I buy a lot of runners. And I only buy them when they're on sale. So they say, you know, you should only have your runners for 3 to 4 months or 4 to 6 months. Mine will last 6 to 8 months. I make them last 6 to 8 months. I'm wearing them. They're probably worn out to crazy because I do wear my runners a lot. But I can't afford to buy new runners every 2 months. There's just no way. Or every 3 months. And I only buy them when they're on sale. So, for instance, back in May, there was the BMO Expo for the BMO is a huge race here in Vancouver. It's a full marathon, and they have a ginormous expo, and a lot of suppliers come out and sell their stuff on sale. So I got a pair of runners at 30% off, and then a week later, my local running room store was having a sale, so I bought the same brand shoe for $50 off. Or was it 100? I can't remember now. Off at the running room. So when I run out of the runners that I bought to wear right away, I have another one. But I don't normally stockpile like that. Like I only have one extra pair and that's it. And I don't, in the beginning I was using one pair of runners for walking, one for running, and now I don't. I just wear the one runner all the time because it's easier to track when I need new runners because I can tell easier. Whereas if I'm walking, because of the wear, it's very different than when you run. So you're going to wear it out in different places. When you walk, you heel strike a lot more than when you run. When you run, it's more of a midfoot strike. So things like that. But definitely looking for sales. Sales, sales, sales. Value Village is another thing. In fact, this little jacket I was wearing right now, I went to Value Village looking for my daughter for something, and I found this, and it looks brand new. Great, no holes, no nothing. And it was only $4. So I do buy at thrift stores. If I need something, I will look there first as much as possible before I go out and buy new. And that's how I save on clothing. My youngest, she's 12. I try to get lots of hand-me-downs. And my now 19-year-old, I don't buy for her, but she's so used to getting hand-me-downs that she asks her friends for hand-me-downs because she's really petite and her friends are a lot taller. So that's something that you know, I've taught her and trained her to do, and she's carrying that on in her own life. Number 5, best advice to stay out of debt or pay down debt. Okay, well, I'm not debt-free yet. My camera broke, and I've been having a lot of issues with technical support lately, so I thought, you know what, I just want to get this done so that you guys can watch it. So we're going to go back. I was talking about how to stay out of debt. I was talking about the budget and finding your weakness, writing down your expenses for the first, ooh, that's right here. Finding your expenses for the first month or two. Writing down all your expenses so that you can find out what your weakness is and then try to stay away from temptation. For us, it was going to the mall when we're bored, and then we ended up buying stuff. For me, it was eating out because I'm too lazy to cook, so I actually back up my freezer with a whole bunch of frozen pizzas for those lazy days that I don't want to cook. Making the budget, sticking to the budget, that's extremely important. And writing down your expenses, so it's everything I had said before. Number 6. Something I don't to save money and people don't know. Oh, something I do. I wrote don't. Something I do to save money and people don't know. If you've been watching my channel at all, pretty much I'm an open book. I tell you everything I do. But I'm going to just reiterate some of the things I do. So in our house, I have 2 daughters, me and my husband, so there's 3 of us. and 3 of us are all menstruating, and we use cloth pads. Yes, it is a big expense up front, but I found you pay for it once. I bought mine probably 6 years ago, my personal pads, and they still look really good. And I don't have stains or anything on mine. I'm really good about washing them right away. Sorry, my cat decided to jump on the other desk and wreck everything. Also, I've got my kids on the cloth pads, and I even have my oldest using a Diva cup, and it's in replacement of tampons. So we don't use any disposable menstruation products, and that saves us quite a ton of time and money, because I'm not rushing out at the last minute when my daughters say, "Oh, I got my period and I didn't know it was coming." So we always have them at home. Let's see what else. I wrote these down, because if I don't write them down, I will forget what I'm saying. I never buy fabric softener. That's true. Never ever. Not in the winter, not in the summer, never. I never ever buy fabric softener. I have been known to buy those fabric balls with all the spikies on them, and you throw them in the dryer. And that's supposed to help with fabric static. But I find it's the material you use. When my children were really small, and I'm talking like preschool, we used a lot of polar fleece, and everything stuck to polar fleece. When you use a dryer for polar fleece, it's horrible. Just horrible. Everything sticks to it. So once they stopped wearing polar fleece, I find we never have any static cling. And we don't have an issue with static cling where we live. So I've been very lucky that way. I know my sister-in-law can't go without fabric softener. She tried and she hated it. So you know, everyone to their own. A couple of other things. Nobody in my family knows. Well, my immediate family knows. But I don't think any of my friends knows. I sell my things. So if I have something I haven't used in a few years, I will sell it online. I'll put it either on Craigslist, Kijiji, one of those Facebook selling websites or pages. But yeah, I'll sell my belongings. That's something a lot of people don't know. And I don't, right now we're on a travel freeze. My husband travels for work. So he has to travel, but work pays for it. We don't pay for it out of pocket, so that's great. And all his expenses are paid for as well, his hotel and his food, because if he was at home, that would be different. But because they're sending him away, they pay for it, which is awesome. One less expense for us to worry about. But right now on our, I'm going to call it the Dave Ramsey method, we are not doing any traveling. We do have a cabin just south of the border. It's about a 20-minute drive if there's no lineups at the border. And we do go there, and we will be spending a lot of time there this summer and probably next summer as well until we're completely debt-free. My husband is collecting points for us to go travel somewhere, and if we can get airfare free, and I collect points at my local grocery store, hoping to get hotel free, and no matter what, we have to eat. So if I can get a hotel with a kitchenette, fly for free, and then we could do our groceries on the same budget that we have at home, we may possibly look into going into a holiday next year. But as for 2017, we're not planning on doing any big travel trips. Let's put it that way. Number 7, last but not least. How important is it to get out of debt? For us, it was very, very important. My husband makes fairly good money. I'm able to stay home. But our problem was from the very start when we were both working, and then I went on mat leave, and we were both spending, like, we had 2 paychecks and we didn't. That was one problem. And then we got into a little bit of trouble early on when my husband lost his job for 3 months. And we stopped spending a lot, but you know, you had to buy that giant bag of rice to be able to live off it for a month. And you know, bills come up. You know, we had to pay for our car, and we had to pay for our electrical and heating and all that. So you know, we weren't very good with our money. I say we did a lot of traveling too early on. We traveled almost every year. We've gone away for something. When my kids were really small, we used to drive to California every year. Now we don't. We've flown the last couple of times, so it just depends what you're doing. But for us, it's more about, you know what, we shouldn't be where we are. We should be debt free. He makes enough money. Our house is paid for. It's all our consumer debt and our line of credit that we used to fix up our kitchen, and we used to buy a few other things like our trailer. But otherwise, there's no reason for us to be in the debt that we're in. So to us, it's very important to get out of it, because there is no reason we are where we are today. So that's us. That's my story. And don't forget to tune in. I will have it linked down below for Emily May Speaks, Pennies into Pearls, Life's Organized Chaos, and Becky 6066. And see what they say on their tags. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.